It's a pleasure to meet you today for my presentation. First of all, before we start the presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Albert Christian Wibowo. I'm from Jogyo Pranoto Catholic University. Today, I will discuss about NLP tool for data extraction from electronic health record COVID-19 mortality statistics. This research was concluded by Buhamra and his colleagues in 2022. Now, first, let's go to the background. Background: the high infection rate, severe symptoms, and evolving aspects of the COVID-19 pandemic provide challenges for a variety of medical systems around the world. That's why we will be using the automatic information retrieval from unstructured text is greatly aided by natural language processing or NLP. The primary approach taken in this field is to study address COVID-19 mortality data from the intensive care unit or ICU in Kuwait during the first 18 months of the pandemic. A key goal is to extract and classify the primary and intermediate cause of death from electronic health record in a timely way. In addition, comorbid conditions or concurrent disease were retrieved and analyzed in relation to a variety of causes of mortality. After we finish the background, we will be going to the aims and major questions from the research. First, the aims is to develop an NLP system that extracts and classifies primary and intermediate cause of death, as well as comorbidities from messy COVID-19 ICU mortality EHR data. The second aim is to create a model for analyzing associations within comorbidities and cause of death. And lastly, the third aim is to build predictive model identifying major intermediate cause of death because of the pandemic or COVID-19. Now, let's move on to the methodology. In this paper, they use 1,691 ICU COVID-19 mortality record from Jabbar Hospital in Kuwait from March 2022 until August 2021. The pre-processing data will be converted from PDF to Excel, anonymized and clean. Misspelling and misplaced entries were corrected using domain expert input for the model training. Now we will be going to the NLP technique. NLP technique will be using back of words model to tokenize and extract cause of death and comorbidities. And they will be using the custom Python scripts incorporating glossary table of synonym and misspelling. Now we will go into classification. The cause of death categorized as primary, intermediate, and underlying. And the machine learning will be using the decision tree class algorithm to predict intermediate COD, ARDS, and other causes. Lastly, the statistical analysis will be using chi-square test, ANOVA, TURF for reach or frequency analysis using R and SPSS. Now, the result. The result of the paper is the majority male with the mean age of 63 8 years will be stay in the ICU for 8.5 days with the comorbidities with the hypertension 57%, diabetes 52%, and were most common median 2 until 3 comorbidities per patient. With the primary cause of death is the septic shock, respiratory failure, and the cardiac arrest, and renal failure. The intermediate cause is acute respiratory distress syndrome, SRDS, in likely 75% of cases, and the arrhythmia was the strongest predictor of intermediate cause being other than HRDS, identified by the decision tree. After stating the result, I will move on to the conclusion. The study successfully created an NLP tool to extract structured mortality and comorbidity data from unstructured HRES. Addressing real-world data resilience, this approach enables faster and scalable extraction of critical mortality data during pandemics, improve understanding of dominant death pathways in COVID-19 ICU patients, and the future integration of NLP tool into HR systems for automated and standardized reporting. In conclusion, in the larger field, this work highlights the importance of domain-adapted NLP pipeline for healthcare data, extending beyond general-purpose tools to handle local errors, terminology, and inconsistency in data for COVID-19 issue. Lastly, the comment about the research, the strength. The large datasets covering 70% of COVID-19 deaths, the collaboration with clinical for domain-specific data cleaning, comprehensive methodology combining NLP, statistical analysis, and machine learning. With the limitation of the single-site data because they will only use the Jabber Hospital in Kuwait, the EHR were incomplete due to patient transfer. Absence of documentation does not equate to absence of condition. And the result dependent on accuracy of glossary mapping and clinician validation. Overall, these methods are valid and results are credible given the data constraint, providing an impactful framework for similar public health data extraction project. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for watching my presentation. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you.